I'm currently on a 3-week card counting trip to the southern states of America. You're joining me as I just got to Shreveport, won some money, and then had a casino unlawfully refuse to cash me out.
I can't cash you out because I need your player's card, your ID. This is our protocol.
And we require identification. That's just our policy.
I have to cash out these chips, and I have to do it without showing ID. The next episode of Beat the Odds is already up on Nebula. More info at the end of the video.
The number you have dialed cannot accept this call. Please hang up and try again later. The number you have dialed...
What?
Louisiana Gaming Control Board, may I help you?
I was playing at Bally's Casino in Shreveport, and I ended up going to cash out with $5,775. They were insisting upon me producing identification to cash out, which, as I understand, is not a legal requirement.
You have to, because you have to receive a form to fill out for your
Sure, that would be if
tax withholding.
that would be the sort of the CTR form, right?
Correct.
That's if the amount exceeds $10,000 US.
I think any kind of claims, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, because this is Louisiana State Police would have to give you that information.
I called the Gaming Commission, I called the Police Gaming Division, I called everybody that I was supposed to call, I left multiple voice messages. Hello.
To review or re-record your message, press 1.
Hi there, I did try calling, but it went to voicemail.
Okay, let me give you our Shreveport office number. State Police.
Hi there, I was put through by another police department who I was put through by the Louisiana Gaming Commission.
Let me see if I can get you somebody. Hold on.
Thank you so much.
They're all at lunch.
I could try transferring you to somebody else over there.
I'm losing count of how many attempts it's taking me to get the police on the phone.
After the tone, please record your message. After the tone, please record your message. After the tone, please record your message.
Oh, this is all becoming so much more hassle than it's worth. I never got a call back. I never spoke to anybody that had the authority to help me, and I never spoke to anybody that understood the law. I don't think people realise that this kind of thing doesn't just apply to card counters. This is the kind of thing that could happen to you. A casino could wrong you in some way, and if you were in this situation, you would have struggled just as much as I did. A massive failure of gaming in my eyes, and it shows how bad the whole gaming system and protecting players is in Louisiana. These people need to be held to a much higher standard. After all of that, I've decided I'm going to go back to Bally's, and if I'm going to have to cash out and show ID, I'm just going to show ID. I don't want to be stuck with $6,000 worth of chips. And also the other thing is that I am on YouTube, as you probably are aware. So it's not like my name I think is going to change a great deal. So whilst I go there, I might as well try playing, but I'm going to get backed off like that. We'll see. It only took 15 minutes for a member of staff to come over and whisper something in the dealer's ear. No doubt that a back-off was coming. I was actually feeling a little uneasy. I thought that this could be the kind of back-off where they had way more security guards than I would like. So I decided to go to the cash desk, and as I got there, a man came over to me.
We also still need your ID from the other day.
CTR check is at $10,000, right? Or in Louisiana, you can get approaching 10K. This isn't approaching 10K. So there isn't actually a legal reason why I need to provide ID. So I would love to just cash out these chips and go. I'm actually leaving now, and then we have no hassle. But legally, there's no legal reason.
So the hassle-free part of this would be to provide your ID, we cash you out, and you're done.
Yeah, but do you understand? It's illegal for you to not cash me out right now. There's a
So
legal...
our policy is that you have to provide.
I get that you have a
ID
policy. So you know,
at a certain level, and that level was approached the other day.
Yeah,
we
but
cannot cash you out.
What's that level?
It was $5,000.
You know, Young versus Nevada Gaming Commission. I don't know if you're familiar with that case. It was in Nevada, right? So basically, it wasn't paid out.
I'll tell you, Steve, right now I don't care.
Okay.
It's an ID or we don't cash you out.
Okay. Well, you know my name already.
Right. Have a great.
He knew my name, so at least giving over my ID wasn't really going to give them any more information than they already had. But the one thing I want to point out here is that I tried to explain the legal precedent that showed that they had to legally cash me out without ID, and he said,
I don't care.
He didn't care. 20 minutes of a cash out process later, I had my money. They just did not care. Didn't care that they were breaking the law. Explained it. This is illegal. Still did it anyway. The longest cash out process ever, but hey, we're good. Just some good old fashioned illegal casino conduct. A frustrating end to an even more frustrating situation. I gave them my ID, but to add insult to injury, I lost in that session, knocking my total Bally's winnings down to $2,100. A close friend of mine is a magician called Bryce. We've been friends for years, but have only met once. He lives in Texas, which isn't too far away from Shreveport, so we took the opportunity to meet up. After some pool and whatever this game is called, Bryce came with me to the casino where I asked him to catch some of the action on hidden camera. Alright, in his defense, he's never used a hidden camera before. The session was short and largely uneventful, but just when we were about to leave the casino, something interesting did happen. When I was playing at the table, I sat next to a guy that was already playing there, and after a couple of hands, he introduced himself to me, which is a pretty normal thing for people to do at the blackjack table. But then, he leant over to me and very quietly just said, "From YouTube, right?" Initially, I thought he was a recreational player that had happened to see my videos, but after a few hands, I realised he was counting cards. Now, this guy had his act down. There are some people that just kinda look like they're card counters. I am one of those people, but this guy, he did not give off card counter energy, but he had very much the vibe of a regular gambler just there for fun. I left the table as is card counter etiquette, but I would later bump into him again in a casino car park where we exchanged numbers, and we actually still keep in touch. We're good friends to this day, which is quite a nice wholesome story. Enough having fun, it was time to properly hit the tables. First, I headed back to Margaritaville, and within 20 minutes, I was approached.
No, I don't.
A lot of people have mentioned in the comments of my videos that they've played at the same casinos as me and cashed out at similar amounts and never been ID'd. Of course, we all know that it's legal to gamble without ID in any games in the casino except table games. Well, if we ever needed evidence that casinos apply different rules to card counters, couldn't be more perfectly illustrated than this clip I'm about to show you, where I try to cash out $400.
I don't trust that you can count 4 bills. No thanks, good. Could I have the chips back, please? You can't withhold them. Excuse me? Hi there. For what reason?
So they can identify you?
They don't need to identify me. Look, this is $400. Why are we?
Alright. We're gonna go ahead and pay you your $400. You're not allowed back on property, okay?
Not even for slots or any other game?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Next on my list was Sam's Town. After 1 hour and 45 minutes of slowly bleeding money, I decided to colour up and leave so I could go to Olive Garden before they closed. All the restaurants were closing very soon, and I was really hungry. I also do not deal well with when I haven't eaten. It affects my mood massively and my energy levels, so I really just wanted to get some food. Just at that moment, as I was colouring up, a casino staff member came over to me and asked for my ID.
I think I'm going to colour up.
Color in.
Here's the thing, there are good ways of dealing with card counters and there are bad ways. What you're about to see is a really good example of what not to do if you're a casino.
Sorry? I'm colouring, don't worry. What for?
Oh, so I can get you rated.
Oh no, I'm literally leaving in like 2 days.
The "to get you rated" comment means he wants to get me a player's card, where I can accumulate loyalty points that I can use in all sorts of fun ways. However, he is totally lying to my face. Me handing over my ID is not going to result in a player's card. He's just using that as a fun lie to try and get my ID. There are only really a couple of instances where it makes sense for a casino to ID you. When you enter the casino, to check you are of legal age to gamble. When you sit down to play at the table, to check that you are of legal age to gamble. And sometimes when you're cashing out, if you're cashing out a massive amount of money, like over 10 grand. For those of you who haven't seen my videos before, when you're ID'd randomly, it's pretty much always because they know you're counting cards. I've been ID'd when walking out of the toilets before, and in all sorts of other weird situations, and all of these times it's been because they know I'm counting.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
See this right here? That is a picture of my face. You think he'd try and hide that from me. Now I think about it, one of the reasons this situation annoyed me so much is just their total lack of subtlety. I can see the photo, and they're just thinking, he won't see that or realise what our plan is. I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm not an idiot. Given the situation I'd had at Bally's the day before, I'd taken some extra time to really familiarise myself with the law. Casinos have a duty to pay promptly, which is a phrase you'll hear me say a couple of times in the next minute.
Casinos have to pay out promptly. Is this prompt? Is this prompt? Okay, your boss is breaking the law.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
No, we're not.
Casinos have a duty to pay promptly. Sir, casinos have a duty to pay promptly. Why am I being held up?
Because I'm holding you up.
For what reason legally? Give me a legal reason. This is.
I was looking for your ID. I have a right to ask for your ID.
You do not have a right for my ID.
If I don't think you're over the age 21, I have a right to ask for your ID.
So I can sit here and play for hours being a 30-year-old man. Look, you know I'm over 21, so don't give me this.
So this is the moment where I lose my cool, and honestly, I can't really look at this objectively anymore. I'm not sure if I'm being a bit antagonistic or if I'm justified. I'll let you be the judge of that.
I'm just leaving, and then you give me all this. No. Come on now. Let's not play a game. Let's not play a game. Why are you asking me for my ID? You ask these guys for their ID? Right, so now you're breaking the law. Yes, you can't insist on my ID. You know it. No. Yes, that is a proxy. That's not true. You know I'm over 21. Stop playing this game. No. I trust me on this. He does not have the legal right to do that. You have to pay promptly. It's a casino rule. There's legal precedent for this. This over 21 thing, you are lying. You know that's not true. You know I'm over 21. Absolute bull. Come on now. So you think you've been letting a minor play for the past 3 or 4 hours? Yeah? You're going to let me cash out without doing this ID dance?
Yeah, no ID dance.
Right, cool. So why was it a thing before? Come on now. Don't worry, I'm not going to come back here.
But in a way, I am sort of wanting to make a bit of a scene in front of the other players. I want the casino to realise that trying to get the ID so aggressively was totally not worth it.
You got your player's card?
No, I don't have one. No, I'm good. I'd just like to cash out, please.
You can let him cash in. Don't take it. Don't take that. You can let him cash in.
Okay.
It's very kind of you.
But like I just said,
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah. So why are you doing this? Why are you lying? Why don't you just say, look, man, that's enough, no more. That's it. I was also going.
Yeah, I'm able to ask for ID. Like anybody, I can walk to anybody.
You can ask
and ask
for sure.
ID.
I agree.
I can't make you give me your ID,
Absolutely.
but I can ask, and that's what I did. I walked up to you and I said, hey, can I have your ID? You said, no, I'm coloring up.
Yep. So then what happened is I was sat at the table with my chips, and the dealer would not give me my colour up because you wouldn't authorise it.
Yeah,
you haven't
verified it.
No, you weren't. They come and verified it, and you know that's the case.
And I told them no pay until I verified it.
No, Pit Boss had verified it,
and I got
and you weren't verifying it. Come on now, you know this. You have to pay promptly. Speaking of which.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20, 40, 55.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You think it would have been better for like something like private or something like that instead?
All it needs to ever be, and this is all it ever has to be, is hey man, that's enough. This thing about getting the ID, here's why. So it has my name, so you can do what you want with it, share it, do whatever you want. That's not okay. You don't have a legal right to it because you know I'm over the age of 21. I don't look under 21. I literally could have. Man, casinos have been sued for a lot less.
This guy, whoever he is much better. He's trying to de-escalate the situation. He's trying to learn from the situation. He's hearing me out. He's trying to calm me down.
Like, when I'm dealing with a guest, I don't want him to feel embarrassed or like people making a big scene about something that's going on. That's what I put on.
I wish it was this guy that backed me off, and I wish it was this guy whose job it was to do the back-offs all the time. Because the other guy was a f***ing dick. And then I got recognised by someone on the way out that works at the casino.
Huh?
Just gonna make the next video.
Hope so. After that.
I was just gonna be honest with you. You were a little obvious. I saw you in the way you were standing, and it was just obvious on certain ways.
Oh, so what about the standing?
It was the way you were looking at the car.
Too much concentration?
Yes.
Despite this entire fiasco, you'll be really pleased to know that I did make it to Olive Garden before closing. I got my pasta. I got my unlimited breadsticks. It's time for the team graph. My small win in my first session brought me up to a new trip high of $7,993. But that was very short-lived, with the following sessions bringing me all the way down to $1,583. As a team, we started off by losing 5k before gradually bringing it back and then reaching a new all-time high of $26,468. Before then losing 6k, dropping our winnings down to $20,173.
Why so many of you? Like, I don't think I've displayed any.
It's a safety precaution.
Yeah, it makes me feel unsafe.
That clip is from the next episode of Beat the Odds. And what's interesting is that situation was happening in a state where it's actually illegal to ban card counters from playing. You can watch that episode right now, 7 whole days early on Nebula. Or you can just wait until Wednesday where it'll be here on YouTube. Nebula have teamed up with CuriosityStream, who have kindly sponsored this entire season of Beat the Odds. If you watch my videos regularly, you'll have already heard me mention CuriosityStream quite a few times. But for those of you who are new here, CuriosityStream is the leading streaming streaming service for documentaries. So if you like documentaries, they have thousands of them. For you to binge without stopping, you're not even allowed to blink. That's one of the weird catches about CuriosityStream. You must watch the content without blinking and without taking breaks. I personally like crime. Well, I don't like crime. I enjoy watching crimes, I like documentaries about, I don't support crime. Anyway, I've started watching White Collar Gangsters, which is great so far. Before that, I binged the entirety of Inside the Mind of a Con Artist, which is where they psychoanalyze con artists, and I loved it. CuriosityStream have partnered with Nebula. Nebula is a Streamy Award-nominated video platform with over 14,000 titles. On Nebula, you'll see a lot of content creators that you'll find here on YouTube, like me, but you get an ad-free experience, bonus content, and Nebula Originals. These are fun, because Nebula Originals often involve content creators pushing themselves a little bit outside their comfort zone and making something that maybe wouldn't normally fit on their YouTube channel. Also, they can be a little bit more high budget. I mean, just look at how high budget these graphics are. So very high budget. That did sound like sarcasm, it wasn't sarcasm. This season of Beat the Odds is part of Nebula First, which means that each episode will be on Nebula a week before it's here on YouTube. So if you want to find out what's going on in this situation a week early, you can go do that on Nebula. CuriosityStream have got you sorted with a very good deal, which is partly why I like working with them. I think it's genuinely a really good value offer. Here's the deal. If you subscribe to CuriosityStream using my link, you get free Nebula. I think Nebula is normally around $50 for the year, so that is a $50 free saving free time. And on top of that, CuriosityStream are running a particularly good promotion right now, so if you get the annual plan of CuriosityStream, you save 42%. So you get CuriosityStream and Nebula when using my link for $11.59 for the year. Please do use my link though. Don't make the mistake that some people did last week where they joined without using my link and they were like, where's my free Nebula? I appreciate all of you that have taken the time to watch the video and this section. Please do consider checking out the deal.